Yeah, 15-0 is special, a chance at history tonight, and let's dive right into it after we remind you guys that FanDuel is undisputed as America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL all in one place, so when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
Mike, a lot to get to with the Cavs, but we'll start with the excitement level here, guys, because the question is, have you ever been this excited, or when was the last time you were this excited for a regular season basketball game?
When the Cavs played the Warriors Christmas Day
after
they won it all.
That's it. Let's go. That was crazy.
Stop everything.
Yeah.
We got to see this game after they done won it all. Kyrie is hit the game winner.
But that was 8 years ago.
I know, but it's been that long since I was hyped.
They had their Christmas unis on.
Yeah.
They both, listen, and the wild part about it is that was when they had got KD too.
Yeah, was that KD's ring?
Yeah,
it was.
And Kyrie backs him down, hits that little turnaround on Klay Thompson.
Dang.
I was going crazy, bro. Like them years. To make myself I like to have context. Humans need context to understand how good or great or whatever it is to put in perspective. So I'm going back and I'm watching these Cavs teams, and like something we was talking about the other day, I'm like, man, yeah, it's kind of exciting like that because. When you watch those old Cavs teams, you was always waiting for them to play teams like the Warriors. Mm-hmm. Another game that I watched was I believe it was 2015, and it was against the San Antonio Spurs.
When LeBron fouled out and Kyrie went crazy.
Yeah, right.
These is embedded in my, you see how you got them shared games where you're like, oh my goodness, man. Or you go back and remember the game against Washington where the Wizards they had John Wall and they was talking trash. It was like Bradley Beal and LeBron hit the turnaround bank shot 3 to go into overtime. Them is the games I love. So I'm watching them games, these games like this, I'm excited for it. Because we got a lot of people that could potentially be out this game. But if they win tonight in Boston, it's going to serve notice to a lot of people. Oh, this is different.
I agree. I think the system is going to be tested because of the fact that if it is people – so far, guys have been banged up, but it didn't matter who was coming in there.
Right.
They were still in the system, still hitting shots. You can count on some guys to do some things. Maybe you have an Evan Mobley step up. Maybe a DG go off. Maybe you had those type of moments. But for the most part, that system has been designed to swing the ball around, get the open guy. And I think even though a lot of those names are questionable and we depend on some of those guys to do a lot of good things, I'm still in a good spirit because I just trust that they believe they're bought all the way in. I think this whole team has become selfless to where it's like it's not about my personal stats. It's about getting the best look. We're going to go out down. Every time we touch the ball, we want to get the best look and best shot at the basket.
Yeah.
And no matter who that may be. And I think if they continue to do that, I think that's what's going to separate them team-wise than the Celtics.
I mean, certainly if all of those guys don't play, it's a hindrance, right? None of those 4 guys individually are game breakers. The reason why you win or lose. They've all been good.
Yes.
But any one of those guys by themselves, you can win this game without any one.
Yeah.
Now, if all 4 are out, we know Dean Wade's out. The other 3 we don't know. If all 4 are out, the biggest strength of the Cavs, or one of them has been, we've talked about it all year, is their depth. Mm-hmm. Well, their depth, if all of these guys are out, is severely challenged. Now you're only down to really, 6 legit guys. That's a big difference.
McNuggets, do you know exactly what their injury is?
Yeah, so Wade's out with an ankle, Okoro's dealing with an ankle, Merrill has an ankle, and LeVert has a sore knee. So
ankles,
it's going to come out to pregame warm-up, see how the guys feel. They have a shoot-around this morning, and then they'll have the pregame shoot-around about 2 hours before tip-off, and that's when we'll kind of get a better idea of of those three questionable players, who will play and who won't.
I'll be surprised if LeVert doesn't play. The other guys, who knows?
I'll be actually interested to see because I mean, we making it a big deal, but it is only the 16th game of a 82-game season.
Right.
And I wonder if they look at it like.
I mean, they've already admitted to us that they care about the streak. And guys,
well, if that's the case, then it ain't no question of they going out there.
And you're playing the Celtics. If they lose to the Celtics, there's going to be a segment of the. And I don't know if I don't personally care about this stuff. I know a lot of our fans are sensitive about these things. If they lose to the Celtics, there's going to be some people who are going to be like, well, they finally played a good team, and look what happened.
Well, you're gonna get Here's what you're gonna get tonight, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna get.
What do you mean? They played good teams.
Yeah.
They already beat good teams.
They already beat some good
They
squads.
beat the Lakers when they was rolling. They beat the Warriors when they was rolling.
But this is
Knicks
the
on the
defending
road.
champs.
Okay,
that's fair.
It's
fair.
It's on the
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
But they still not full strength either.
What's the Celtics injury report, Mike?
Well, Porzingis hasn't played all year.
Right.
And he's still out.
Yeah.
Tonight, according to ESPN, and I'm pulling up the injury report as we speak, Jaylen Brown played in their last game. He's expected to play. Peyton Pritchard is the only other player on the injury report, and he's a game-time decision, which is the same way they list Okoro, LeVert, Merrill.
Yeah.
Which means,
And he's an important member of their team, too.
yeah, him and Ty Jerome are the two best backup point guards in basketball.
Right.
So this is where I was
Yeah.
going. Ty
Yeah.
Jerome is now a Super Saiyan grade 2 with a Rage Boots multiplier.
I don't know what you're saying.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Hey,
You
listen.
ain't playing the game.
Like no, like if you didn't know, like CC, it's like
Is that
Trunks.
Pokemon?
No,
No,
this
that's
is Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
So
Dragon Ball
Trunks in the new saga, right? Trunks is like a Super Saiyan,
Yeah.
but he is way lower than Goku and Vegeta. So, but Trunks in this timeline
Trunks cold.
got this rage boost, right? Like he got this Zenkai boost, and all of a sudden was just strong as the other two Super Saiyans. So, long story short, if you know, you know in the chat. This is what Ty Jerome is.
Yeah.
So Ty Jerome it should not be this good. But since all those other dudes are out, his prowess goes up when other people are out. He averages more points, he's more aggressive, and when you get aggressive Ty Jerome, all of a sudden he plays like a borderline starter.
Yeah.
He's
A borderline?
Look at that.
Well,
Look at that.
Borderline
Look at that.
starter?
I just hope Okoro and LeVert can play.
Sheesh.
Because then you could start Okoro and have Jerome coming off the bench. As great as he was, I'd rather him come off the bench with Donovan playing.
No, he's good. He's still gonna come off the bench.
Well, if Okoro, LeVert, both are out, then he'd probably start.
Who would they start, Niang or Ty Jerome?
If LeVert and Okoro can't go,
Yeah.
because they don't have Wade, they can't start Niang. They have no backcourt bigs.
Right,
No
right.
depth in the front court. So I think they'd have to start Jerome.
What you mean? Tristan Thompson's still there.
Tristan Thompson's not playing tonight unless it's desperate situations.
he might they get in foul trouble.
The
Mobley.
Celtics play 5 out, and with all due respect to Tristan Thompson, like 5 years ago, I think he would have struggled staying in front of some of these Boston perimeter guys. Fast forward to now, minus the
Wow,
PEDs.
5 years ago, Tristan was a pretty good defender.
He better if he back on that.
About 2016,
Or maybe
Tristan
10
Thompson.
years ago.
That's
I
10
don't
years.
know.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. That's crazy. Like it's about 10 years ago.
If Tristan get on that juice again, he's gonna stand in front of everybody.
Can we get him?
I've already suggested that Tristan should just start doing PEDs again.
Yeah.
Get on that juice.
Let's work on that, Mike.
Get
You
on
spent
that
some time in the
juice.
locker room.
Shoot.
Maybe
That boy was grabbing boards, dunking on everybody on the juice.
maybe when he's not looking, you jab him in. Well,
Stab him in his
Paul.
butt. huh?
No. Ty, let me ask you this. Of all the storylines in tonight's game, whether it be an individual matchup, whether it be the defending champs going up against a team that knocked them out in the playoffs last year, whether it's 16-0, in your opinion, what's the single most interesting storyline in tonight's game against the Celtics?
I got to know if Evan Mobley is that guy or not. I need to know because we seen a glimpse of it when he had to fill in for Jared Allen last year at the 5. And even though they got eliminated, I thought he played particularly well. I got to see now that you in this new offense, now that you doing all these handling the rock, going coast to coast, pulling threes. I need to see all that. I don't want you to revert back to if I'm in the paint, that's all I'm going to do. Like, I need you to be what you've been this entire year. If you do that, until they get Kristaps back, they don't stand a chance, in my personal opinion.
I like what you said. That's where I'm going. Listen, Evan Mobley, if you get 90,000-year-old Paleozoic era Al Horford guard on you, that's supposed to be big.
Hey, what Kobe do? Look, if you get Al Horford, get out the way.
Hey, listen.
Get out the way.
Hey, you know they get 15. You know they get 15-yard penalties for that. Like now, 15. Listen, that's supposed to be baked ziti every time. Baked ziti. Your aunt's baked ziti with 3 Parmesan cheese. He's supposed to eat.
I don't like too much Parmesan cheese.
See,
You don't like Parmesan cheese?
I'm anti-Parmesan.
What about the ricotta?
Worst take ever.
Ricotta.
I don't like ricotta, and I don't like Parmesan. I
You're
like
from New
mozzarella.
York. I'm from Brooklyn.
We gotta take the food credit away from you.
What?
Yeah.
I
G.
got
Bush,
like
you're not the
Parmesan
foodie
cheese? No, I
aficionado.
get everything without Parmesan cheese. I don't like ricotta and
You don't
Parmesan.
like
The only two cheeses
so
I
you
don't
don't
like.
eat like a Caesar salad?
No, it's inappropriate.
This is like
Disgusting.
this is a white person's version of Earl don't eat cheese.
You don't like Parmesan?
Caesar's Parmesan cheese?
Yes.
No, not eating Parmesan cheese is not as bad as not eating a cheeseburger.
I mean, but it like you are to me, like
Yeah.
if you look at you, you are the quintessential like fake Italian guy.
Fake Italian?
Like
I mean,
if
I'm
we,
not Italian.
you're
Yeah,
not
okay.
Italian at all, but
I
like we
come off a little
we would swear up and down like
Yeah.
you are definitely a henchman for the Sopranos.
Yeah, right.
You're definitely one of the
I
henchmen.
wish I could have
That's
been.
funny.
I should have been on that shit.
Yeah, like I could really see you like trying to cover up a murder.
Yeah.
Like the bodies is
I'm
behind
down.
the.
I said it once before I'd help Tyvis clean up
Hide
a
a
murder.
body.
He's a cleanup man, but you gotta have no ricotta.
I don't like Parmesan and ricotta.
No lasagna then.
So here's the thing. I'll eat lasagna and I'll eat the ricotta cheese. I would not eat it on its own.
Oh,
okay, that's fine.
okay. You good?
I'm
You back.
with you.
You back?
And I would.
Now
If
what
there's- like sometimes you get chicken Parmesan or meatball sub, whatever, and there's Parmesan cheese kind of in the meatball.
Yeah.
I'll eat that. But I don't like the extra put on top.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you.
But yeah,
You back.
You
back.
back. But I love lasagna. Yeah, I'll eat lasagna.
All right,
100%.
G, that was a crazy detour. I'm glad we went down there.
Yeah.
Back to your Evan Mobley point.
Now, Evan Mobley. Wow, I didn't even know where I was at. Evan Mobley, like when he get the ball, like this is the difference between him and the Cavs and the Celtics. This is the place. Like to be honest with you, we really ain't got nothing for Tatum. I'll just keep it real. We really ain't got nothing for Tatum. If Jaylen, I would rather Jaylen Brown kill me than Jason Tatum, but we really have no match for him. They don't have no match for Donovan Mitchell. He gonna get his regardless, right? It comes down to what Evan Mobley and Darius Garland's gonna do. At this point, I feel Darius Garland is all the way back. I feel he's back to a point where he views himself as one of the guys in this league, and he's an all-star. So he's tap dancing on everybody, and he's doing what he need to do. Now, Evan Mobley, this is the area in which the Boston Celtics, if he's playing like he's supposed to play, they should go into these series and these games say, we have nothing for Evan Mobley. Al Horford, if Al Horford cannot cover him.
They got to adjust their game plan to what he's doing.
So guys, a couple of things here. First of all, for me, and I'll admit maybe this may be a little prisoner of the moment, this is the most excited I've been about a regular season game since probably the last time Bird and Magic played against each other.
That's crazy.
What's wrong with you?
That's crazy. That is wild.
I just gave you a layup and told you the Cavs and Warriors.
I know that, but when LeBron was here, the regular season was such an afterthought because you knew the Cavs were going to make a deep playoff run, and I was only interested in playoff.
Okay,
LeBron.
You said it could be any regular season game.
Yes.
Kobe's last game.
I don't have a special feeling about Kobe.
Oh my God!
Like I do about LeBron and Bird and Magic. But the thing is, it doesn't. I'm not saying I've never been excited about a regular season game. I love winning streaks. I love records.
History.
I love history. This is when the Guardians had that 22-game winning streak. It was so exciting, and I love this because if they win this game, now we're going to start talking about. Could they catch the Warriors? Could they get to 24? Like this is so the excitement. If the Cavs were 14-1, I'd be into this game tonight. But it's a whole different thing because they're 15-0. because I love the fact that they haven't lost, that they have this incredible streak, that if they win tonight, it's the second longest winning streak to start a season in the history of the league. That blows my mind. So that has me super pumped. And I'll throw in another reason why.
Yeah.
It's on TNT. And TNT is the best.
Yep.
I want to see Charles Barkley. I want to see Shaq.
I want to see.
Thank God they extended.
Yes, I'm into all of it. I don't like, when it's on, no offense to our local broadcast, but it's not the same.
Aren't you glad that they're not getting rid of that show?
I know.
I mean, listen. I mean, the suits always mess it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They all like. What are you guys looking at? Why would you even consider that to be gone? What are you doing?
That's nuts.
That's dumb. No. Here's the thing. If you made a great point about the 15-0. They win tonight.
It ain't
all bets are off on that Warriors
ain't nobody
stuff.
stopping them.
All bet because think about the boost they gonna get if they say,
look at those next three games at home against bad teams.
So
16,
the New Orleans
17,
game,
19.
that is the ultimate. If they beat Boston tonight,
Yeah.
tomorrow is the ultimate at-home track game. But after that, Steve, don't take this down.
3 days off, then Toronto.
3 days off.
Yeah.
Game. 3 days off. They finally get some rest.
2 days off.
2 days off.
Toronto,
Sorry, but they play one game in 6.
Yeah,
One game in
they'll
6
finally
days.
get the breather.
Finally get to catch their breath after this incredibly fast start to the season. Not just in terms of.
I hope
record.
it doesn't happen, but I could definitely see a scenario where they win tonight and then lose against New Orleans
Who
tomorrow.
did the
'cause it's
Warriors
next day.
lose to lose their streak?
I think the Bucks, but I'll confirm. Hold on.
Now I will say I will say this. Kenny Atkinson, I don't know if he playing this or playing three-dimensional chess with these guys. Is Donovan Mitchell has been off for 3 games.
It was
days.
the Bucks, by the way.
3 days
okay.
he's been out.
How many
Was
points
Bucks.
Giannis have?
In the game they lost, it was Saturday, December 12th.
Well, the Bucks have lost pretty much every game this season.
Monroe led the Bucks with 28 points. Giannis had 11.
That's a shame.
And G, to answer your question about Donovan, that was a predetermined before the season started. It didn't matter if the Cavs were 14-0 or 0-14. Donovan was going to sit that game out. And Kenny said that they have design rest days for all their key players throughout the season, regardless of win streak records. It will only change if late in the season in particular. He said that they need a game for playoff seeding, divisional tiebreakers, etc.
So it worked out well because
Worked out brilliant.
Donovan is chilling. He's been on ice for 3 days.
Right.
He plays this, so really the back-to-back is you're gonna have your best players. Evan Mobley missed some time a little bit ago, so it's not like truly a back-to-back like that.
Right.
And you know what? I kind of like it because if you're gonna get Ty Jerome giving you that type of production when he's when he's starting or getting those type of minutes, I'm all for it. Like, and that's the exciting part is once if you get past this game, the level of confidence that they will be playing with. Now it's a realization, it's like a weight loss journey. Like the best part of a weight loss journey is when somebody you don't know say, "Hey, you've been working out," and you'd be like, "You know what I have, man? I'm so glad you told me that." And then you won't eat the cheeseburger on the way home.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you got motivation now.
Yeah.
Like now, if you beat the Celtics here, are you gonna just lay against New Orleans?
I don't think so.
No.
I would hope not.
No, 'cause
I
they're
mean, if you win in Boston, well, you're going to feel like they're the defending champs. We just won on their court or with our bench completely banged up. If we can do that, we can do anything.
Yeah, it's exciting. It is, and
Catch 24.
And Tyvus, let me ask you this, man. Like, people have been saying this a lot, and I understand that it will always, people will say it's always a Brownstown. I'm starting to come around a little bit more where it's like, yeah, people may have an allegiance to the Browns because it is football and this is the birthplace of football, and we are passionate about that. But I feel like we're stepping into an era where it's a vacuum, and people, if a team like the Cavs, who don't have none of the issues like the Browns have, none. They play hard, they play the right way, they're all likable guys, they
Coached
coach well. If you give us a great product in Cleveland, why wouldn't people start looking and watching these games more intently and saying this is an opportunity for them to take a little spot in the city's heart?
When LeBron was here, was this still a Browns town?
Yes. It was less of a gap, but
it was close at that time because you got to think at 2014 when he came back,
right.
the Browns were in the druthers.
They were, but still, we were still this time of year talking more Browns than Cavs.
Yes.
And right now, for like the last week or so, it's more between the fact the Browns are terrible, they were on a bye, and they lost to a bad team. And the Cavs being on the winning streak, not just being good, being on this winning streak, has made a difference in how much we're talking about the Cavs.
I feel like we talked a bunch of Guardians this year. A bunch.
Oh, certainly more than last year, no doubt.
I mean,
more.
we had a Guardians podcast twice a week.
Yeah.
We talked Guardians, like especially when they were doing things. We talked about the All-Stars, and we gave them credit. I just think right now, man, listen, this helps us. People don't understand how much this helps in the city. Like, yeah, we do this for a living. But if we didn't have these games to look forward to, can you imagine talking about that Brown stuff every day?
It's miserable, yeah.
It makes you sick to your stomach, Tyvus. I want to see good play. This is a game I'm literally looking forward to that I thought we would be looking forward to in games like the Chiefs or seeing if we got a Steelers game coming up.
crazy.
And now we talk about people getting fired.
It's irrelevant. When we played the Celtics last year in the playoffs, didn't Donovan get hurt and knocked
He
out?
played the first 3 games, I believe, and then missed the last 2, or played the first 2, missed the last 3. Can I give you what I'm most looking forward to tonight? And then we'll get to our next topic. Thank you,
Go ahead.
I said no.
So throughout the first 14, 15 games of the season, the Cavs haven't had back-to-back leading scorers. And we've talked at length on this show, and I think appropriately so, about Donovan Mitchell's acceptance in giving some other guys opportunities down the stretch and pulling back on the reins, letting other guys shine, and rightfully so, considering how well Darius and Evan have played down the stretch. In a game like this, with the national spotlight on, if it's coming down to the wire and it's a close game, are we going to see the reluctant Donovan who allows Darius and Evan and these other guys to kind of get their shine? Or are we going to see Donovan pull the rein back in and see how the offense looks against a team of this caliber with the defensive pieces they have? How they execute down the stretch offensively is something I'm really looking forward to. There's not a right or wrong answer, by the way.
Guys,
if Donovan,
personally,
if Donovan pulls it back in,
I don't
earned
think
the
so.
right to.
I don't think he will. I think if you truly want to instill the confidence in somebody, this is the game.
And that doesn't mean he can't take a big shot along the way.
No.
Of course he will.
I would do it now.
Yeah.
Where it's not the playoffs, but it is a huge game. And if we lose it, all right, it was fun while it lasted, but it ain't going to hurt us in the playoffs. But I would give them that confidence now that I trust y'all enough to do it. And then in the playoffs, if I got to do it in the playoffs, then I'll do it.
He's an unselfish superstar.
I take it back in the playoffs.
He knows Donovan Mitchell cares about the team. He's been paid. He's respected. We trust him to make a big shot. He's going to take some big shots. But he will not be afraid to move that ball around. LeBron James is the greatest player in the history of the sport. He was never afraid to. And LeBron is a superstar, in my opinion, more selfish than Donovan Mitchell.
Michael Jordan passed it to Steve Kerr.
But, yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think Donovan Mitchell is going to want to just play dribble, and that's it. Just give me the ball and get out of the way. That's not who they are, and I don't think that's who he is.
I'm not insinuating that's what he's going to do. I'm just curious to see how much of the range
I don't know. That's how I
feel.
Go ahead, G.
Disclose.
Great.
Man, listen, I just seen Donovan Mitchell close the Sixers all the way up out of here. 11 quick ones. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, by the way, that is a finish move.